They say that 2 wrongs don't make a right. Do 3 wrongs make a right? Hey there, folks. I am the Mighty Plantain, and I'm about to do something very, very wrong tonight. This is probably one of the dumbest ideas I've ever had. Mathematically speaking, 2 wrongs do make a right, because 2 negative numbers multiplied by each other will equal a positive number. But adding 2 negative numbers equals a larger negative. So I guess that's a moot point depending on how you look at it. I have no idea where I was going with that. Same thing goes for 3 wrongs, 3 negative numbers. So mathematically, it's all fucked anyway. But the old saying, 2 wrongs don't make a right, usually comes out true. So again, gonna go philosophical here and wonder, do 3 wrongs make a right? The 3 wrongs we're talking about here are Allen's Coffee Brandy. Anybody who's been watching this channel for any length of time knows my feelings and history with this stuff. I'm not a fan of the beverage itself, don't get me wrong, it's okay in a pinch. I won't turn it down if it's free, but I am not a big fan of it, or the demographic that tends to be associated with it, the image that it tends to convey. But I'm also not a fan of its less expensive alternative that's actually made in the state of Maine, Mr. Boston Coffee Brandy. Made right in Lewiston, the old Dirty Lou. This stuff is, it's not any worse in terms of flavor, but it's less expensive and it's local. So, you know, if you're going to buy a coffee flavored brandy, folks, ditch the Allens, go with the Mr. Boston. Because at least you're paying for something that was made by people who live in the state. That's my pitch on that. Keep it local, you know. Because honestly, you're just paying for the name if you pay for the Allens. And then we have the bargain basement stuff I picked up at the New Hampshire liquor store a little while ago. Bowls Coffee Liquor. This one's apparently older than the other two. It was started in 1575, but that's when the distillery, I guess, opened or whatever. Not necessarily this particular flavor. So, 3 coffee-flavored liquors, none of which I particularly enjoyed. Can we throw them all together and get something that's palatable? Let's find out. I'll take my handy Franconian notch shot glass here. We'll give Allen's the pole position here. I'll run that one up first, just because. I'm going to make a mess of the table. The wife's not going to be happy about that. Put the lid back on that. And we'll take Mr. Boston next. Odd choice for a name. It's made in Maine, but we decided to call it Mr. Boston, apparently. Boston's not in Maine, guys. I guess it just proves if you drink enough of it, you have no idea where the fuck you are, right? Might be a little tad more Mr. Boston. Oh, that's okay, because we spilled some on the table, so it all evens out, right? I'm trying to be more aware of my arm position. I know when I pour and do stuff, I tend to have a habit of putting my arm in front of my face. Not that my face is any better looking than my arm for you guys, but, you know. And the bowls. There we go. A little more of an aggressive pour. Spilled less. All right. So here we go. Oh, I forgot there wasn't a bigger label on that. It's a good thing none of these are higher proof because I've got 3 shots in this glass. Damn. That's an interesting medley of coffee aromas. But it's got an odd look to it. I mean, it's black as midnight, so all three of the coffee liquors are just kind of melding together. It's got some slight legs on it. I'll try and get a clean side of the glass here. It's fairly sticky, but quite thin as it runs down. It's coffee, but it's a weird, more bitter, acrid coffee that I'm used to from any of these three. I said something about the arm position, and there I am, throwing the glass right up in my face. Bring it down lower after you sniff it. Yeah. I think the booziness is actually winning out over the coffee aroma. Psyching myself up. Hang on. Here we go. Because like I said, I'm not a fan particularly of any of these, so. It's a bit syrupy, slightly sweet. I gotta be honest, I almost think that the three blended together, all the negatives from each of them are canceling each other out, and all I'm getting is a distinct, syrupy, sweet coffee flavor with a hint of booziness in the finish. Not too bad, honestly. Pleasantly surprised. It could be far worse. It could be far worse. Yeah. I think in this case, 3 wrongs may just have made a right. Like I said, there's not much else I can say about it. I'm getting a nice syrupy sweet coffee flavor with a hint of booziness in the finish, and I honestly can't say anything bad about the combination of the 3, which is unlike what I've had to say about any one of them individually. That is smoother and more flavorful. This is more enjoyable than any one of these on its own. I think I just figured out how I can get rid of all this, because this has been sitting in my liquor cabinet forever. I can't see myself doing anything with the balls except maybe throwing it in with some other drinks. And the Allen's, of course, is always here, just because there's always a reason to put it on camera, no matter what I think of it. Especially when Extra Life rolls around. I'm looking at you, Andy P. I appreciate your donations every year. And you know I've always got this on standby because that's what you want to see in the potion of nastiness. If you guys have no clue what I'm talking about, don't worry about it. Just tune in for my Extra Life fundraiser kickoff coming probably around October or November. Late October, early November of this year. But hey, I guess that just proves my point. I've run out of things to say about the 3 different coffee liquors mixed together. But then again, that's just my opinion on any of these. Hit me up down below in the comments or the email link. Love to hear what you have to say about the video or anything I've said therein. While you're down there, don't forget to like and share this video. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. Whew. The burps have a little bit of an edge to them, but they're still not as bad as the others. Anyway, until next time, folks, thanks for tuning in. Cheers. Not quite all in one go. Remember, there's 3 shots in here. Low ABV shots, but still. I think we got it this time. Bottoms up.